At my daughter's softball game, my wife handed me her phone and walked away smiling. 30 seconds later, I found a message that said, "He'll never leave. He needs you." I borrowed her phone because mine was at home, and I wanted to record Julia's turn at bat. While I was filming, a notification appeared from an app one had never seen. "Does your husband know what we did in his bed?" My stomach dropped. I opened the conversation. It was between my wife, Natalie, and an employee named Zachary. There were hotel references, invented meetings, and messages about afternoons when she claimed she was working late. Then I found the part about me. Zachary called me weak. Natalie agreed. She told him I spent my days packing lunches and doing laundry while she handled the real world. What she left out was that becoming a stay-at-home father had been our decision. After her father died, Natalie took over the family company. The hours became brutal, and our daughters barely saw either of us. So I left a successful career to raise them and keep our home running. She once told me she couldn't do any of it without me. Now she was using that sacrifice to impress another man. The crack of Julia's bat snapped me back to the field. She hit the ball and ran. I closed the messages, recorded her reaching second base, and forced myself to smile when she looked toward the stands. I sent screenshots to myself. When she returned, she asked, "Did you get the video?" I handed back her phone. "I got everything." That night, she criticized dinner and told me I didn't have a real job. I said nothing. The next morning, I called a lawyer. He told me the affair would not automatically decide custody, but my role as the girl's primary caregiver mattered. So I gathered records, stayed calm, and kept doing everything I normally did. For days, Natalie had no idea I knew. When she was served at work, she came home furious. "You filed for divorce without talking to me? I saw the messages." Her face went white. Then she said, "You invaded my privacy." Her mother, Judith, was standing beside her. Judith asked, "Is it true?" Natalie couldn't answer. That silence told her everything. At the temporary hearing, the girls stayed primarily with me because I had handled their school, appointments, meals, and daily routines for years. Natalie still received parenting time. I never tried to turn Julia and Amber against her. When Julia later asked, "Will you be mad if I still love Mom?" I told her, "Loving her is not betraying me." The divorce took almost a year. Natalie kept most of her company ownership, but Zachary resigned after employees questioned the favoritism he had received. I kept the house by refinancing it and returned to paid work slowly while remaining the girl's primary parent. More than a year later, Natalie apologized without asking me to come back. She admitted she had made me sound small because otherwise she would have had to admit she was betraying a good husband. Recently, Julia had another softball game. Natalie sat several rows away. When Julia hit the ball, we both stood and cheered. This time, my hands were steady. Natalie once told another man I would never leave because I needed her. She was wrong. I didn't take everything from her. I took back the one thing she thought I had lost, my self-respect. Would you have handled it the same way, or tried to save the marriage?